Hi everyone, we're going to do 3 examples on how to solve literal equations for the indicated variable. The first one is here, and so basically what I'm going to do is solve for a. That means I need to subtract a from both sides. I'm going to get ax minus a equals 2. In order to solve for a, I'm going to factor out a because both of these are divisible by a. Now we don't want to lose the a, so we just factor it out. And when you divide, you're going to get 1 times x, and a divided by a is minus 1. Now we're just going to divide both sides by x minus 1. This equals 1, so a times 1 is a. And then you're just left with 2 over x minus 1. So we just solved for a. And the next one is we have a formula for the area of a triangle, of a right triangle, is 1/2 base times height, where b is the base and h is the height. Then we have to solve for h. So basically, I have area equals 1/2 base times height. So we want to isolate the h. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 2. So I get 2a. When you multiply 2 times 1/2, that's just 1. So you get 2a equal 2 times 1/2, so that's 1. So you get 1 times base times height. Now all we have to do is divide both sides by b, because b over b is 1, so that's 1 times h. So we get h equals 2 big A over little b. So that's that. Now we have to find h if a is 20 feet squared and b is 5. So you just plug it in. So our h is 2 times 20 over 5. So this is going to be 40 over 5, which equals 8. And that's your height. And we should probably write that height should be 8 feet. All right. The next one is this one. This is kind of like a good SAT type question. So what I'm going to do is cross multiply on this. And cross multiply, you get a equals b. So I'm just going to put some numbers in here. So if you have 2 equals 2, then if I plug it in there, that would be 2 minus 2 equals what? 0. So if they equal, then we just have a minus b, and you could just subtract b from both sides. You get a minus b equals 0, because b minus b is just 0 here. Okay? And the last one is this one. We're going to solve for y. I went ahead and wrote it both ways so you can see the difference. So the first thing we want to do is we kind of want to solve by doing PEMDAS backwards when you're solving. So we're going to ask ourselves, is there anything we could add or subtract to help isolate the y? Yes, we can subtract the 4x. So this will cancel, and you get negative 5y equals negative 4x minus 25, because you can't combine those. And then we're merely going to divide both sides by negative 5. So we're asking ourselves, is there anything we could multiply or divide? Yes, we can divide everything by negative 5 in order to isolate the y. So we get y equals 4/5 x plus 5, because these negatives turn to positive. And again, the same thing would happen here. You get 5y equals, subtract the 4x. However, when you're just dividing by positive 5, you would get, this cancels. That equals 1. So you get y equals negative 4/5 x minus 5. And that's all. Thank you, and have a very nice day. Bye-bye.